Hi, my name is Ian, and I'm a tech nerd. I like to read tech. I like to talk tech. I have a bunch of cameras and I have all sorts of computers. I have Apple products, multiple different types. I love tech, but I'm also your social media lawyer. And when I watch tech videos, I don't just watch them for the technology and all the cool things that are happening, new things that are happening out there. I also watch them to find out if the tech YouTubers are doing it right way. Are they making mistakes when they're making their YouTube videos? And I got to tell you, I watch a lot of the top tech YouTubers and I see lots and lots of different mistakes they're making. Today's video is not to not to rag on the top tech YouTubers. Today's video is all about noticing some of the errors, some of the big mistakes they're making, and then communicating about them so that you don't make the same mistakes in your tech videos or frankly, any of your videos that are on YouTube. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through some of the tech videos that are popular right now. I'm going to make some comments on them, and then I'm going to point out some of the rules, whether they be YouTube's copyright rules or YouTube's community guidelines or terms of service, so that you know what you can and can't do when you're making your tech videos or any of your videos, frankly, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. Much of these comments are going to pertain to all different social media platforms. So without further ado, let's make sure that we have the right stuff going on here. I'm going to show you one of my top tech YouTubers right now, and his name is Marques Brownlee, one of my favorites. And we're going to start playing right about now. Let's put this on.
All right, so 2020, for being honest, wasn't the most amazing year all around, but I felt super fortunate.
To set the scene up, I'm looking at this camera now. Marques is giving away 24 PS5s and an Xbox Series X. So this is a giveaway video. He's talking about all the unique functions and features of these different video game platform systems, and then he's going to announce the giveaway.
To be able to have a lot of fun talking tech online with you guys, making videos, and I just want to share a little more of that fun with you in this. So, in the spirit of holiday giving, in the spirit of starting off 2021 on the right foot, we've got a whole bunch of the most difficult to get, hardest to find, impossible to buy gaming consoles, next-gen stuff here in front of me, and we're giving them away, as you might have been able to tell by the title. So over here, we've got a dozen PS.
So he's talking now about the giveaway that he's going to do today in this video that I think was published way back, I think in December of 2020. So it's a giveaway video. And a lot of you guys, I know you do giveaway videos frequently, and they're a great way to actually build audience engagement and actually to do something, help people. You know, if you're fortunate enough to be able to get some products that are well sought after and be able to give them away, that's awesome. But YouTube has some distinct rules about giveaways. And what I'm seeing here, we're going to click down to the description section of Marques Brownlee's video right here. YouTube requires that whenever you do a giveaway, the entries must be free to enter. In other words, you should not be able to have to pay to be able to get this giveaway. It must be a free entry for the giveaways. Now, nowhere in this description section of Marques Brownlee does he mention that it's free to enter. Additionally, you can never do a giveaway with a boost. A lot of you guys you're paying for views. So you're just putting out a video, maybe a giveaway video, and let's see if I put it on here. Yeah, you're doing a giveaway video and you're boosting it so that it gets more views. That's fine, but you can't do giveaways on boost. It's explicitly against the rules for YouTube to do that. And then the most important part, which I do not see, and this is a FTC requirement, is that you have official rules for your giveaway. Now, what I tell people to do is to do what's called a mini official rules and also a larger official rules. So I have the larger official rules on a Google Doc. That way we don't mess up with the taking people off the platform situation. And then we also have a mini official rules, which is only about 3 sentences, which tells people that they got to be 18, where the geographic locations of the giveaway, and it must be free to enter. There could be no quid pro quo for entry into this giveaway because frankly, it is a giveaway. Now, if you look at Marques's, I don't know if you can see right here, But if you look at his description section right here, there is no mention of official rules, let alone any mini official rules. So technically, that's against YouTube's community guidelines, and therefore don't do that. Now, Marquez is a very successful YouTuber, as you probably know. He's probably not going to be taken down for this. It's probably going to be forgiven. But I see this time and time again with tech YouTubers. They don't include mini official rules in the description section, let alone a link to the big official rules in their other, on a Google Doc or on a Dropbox or something like that. If you need to get official rules, just go to iancorzine.com. I have them that you can download. And the mini official rules are actually free to download. So just let me know. Just go to iancorzine.com or just send me a quick email and I can provide those for you. Just want to take a moment to say hi to some people here. We got DudeTube. He says, wow. We got, what is it? Let's see here. FNAF Films. What's up? Good to see you too. All right, cool. So let's move on to our next. Oh, the one thing I was going to mention too, let me put this on this screen, is that the official rules that you do have in your description section, and certainly in your larger official rules in a different portion, like it could be the Google Doc or whatever, must have URL links to YouTube's community guidelines, specifically the portion that deals with giveaways. That is very important and is required by YouTube's rules. Now, I don't see a link from this video that Marquez did to any official rules offsite. Maybe they're on his website, but that's not good enough. If you're doing a giveaway video, you got to have a link somewhere so they can find official rules. And within those official rules, you need to have URL links to YouTube's community guidelines, as well as a privacy notice, which talks about how you're going to handle any personal data that you acquire from people who enter the giveaway. So a lot of times people, take a name, a last name, an email address, sometimes even a cell number, and that's considered personal information. So within those rules, you have to tell people what you're going to do with that personal information. Are you going to disclose it? Are you going to sell it to third parties? Or are you going to keep it confidential? Which, by the way, is what I recommend for a lot of you, is to obviously keep your personal information confidential. We also have some other people joining us today. We got a channel called Trash. Hi, sir. I'm your new subscriber. Hi, Trash. Welcome to us. I'm so happy you're coming in. I'm blocked right here, so let me put my face on. And then we also have Matthew Tipman. Hey, Matthew, good to see you. He says hello. Awesome. All right, so that is really let me just kind of summarize here what we're looking at as far as giveaway rules. You don't want to do what is called a giveaway fraud. And a giveaway fraud is a situation where you don't have official rules. You do not make your giveaway free to enter. I've seen a lot of YouTubers these days doing these giveaways where it's an exchange for either follows or subscribers, or they say, hey, join my club for $5.99 a month, and then you'll be entered into this contest. Technically, that's a quid pro quo and not a giveaway, and is certainly illegal in a lot of different countries. You don't want to do that. A giveaway is a giveaway. So if you're going to give away product, it has to be free to people. If you were doing a giveaway in real life and not in online, you wouldn't require people to pay. You just say, hey, listen, I have this old monitor I'm going to give you, and I don't expect anything in return. And that's the same situation when it comes to an online giveaway. And then, of course, you cannot do giveaways when you boost your videos. That's forbidden by YouTube. And as I said before, you must have official rules. You must have a mini official rules in your description section, as well as a link to official rules. And that official rule must have URLs to YouTube's community guidelines, specifically the portions of the community guidelines that deal with giveaways. And then, of course, the last thing to summarize is there must be a privacy notice in the official rules, which says what you're going to do with the personal information that you collect from people who are entering the giveaway. All right, let's go back here. So that's pretty clear right there. Let me just make sure I'm saying hi to people. We got New Village Art. Welcome. Awesome. Thanks for the video. Well, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. We got Paul. Wow, that's so technical for a simple giveaway. I know, Paul, it really is. But the problem is, if you don't do it, you risk having your video taken down. You risk having your channel taken down. It's not only a violation of YouTube's rules, but it's also a violation of probably your country's giveaway rules. including FTC rules and various rules in the UK and Europe. So I know it's technical, but it's required. And by the way, you really should feel like you want to do that, right? A giveaway is not about getting subscribers or followers. It's actually helping people out there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes giveaways don't result in follows and subscribers because the people are just there for the product, not for you. So really, the point of a giveaway is to help people. And so if that's the case, then you really shouldn't be worried about some of the formal requirements for doing giveaways. And frankly, I will say this, the giveaways with official rules, they boost credibility for your channel. In other words, if you do it the right way, people are going to trust you with other parts of your channel and about your audience. So it's really, really important for you to do, and I'd really advise it. Hello, Full Creativity. Good to see you. We also have Duke says, sir, do we have jail if we will have copyright? I'm construing that as saying, listen, if I violate copyright rules of YouTube or another social media platform and copyright rules of a given country, will I go to jail? Most likely not. But you don't want to do it because you don't want to be sued civilly and owe a lot of money to someone else. So that's really something we should avoid. And I'm going to get more later in this video to copyright rules that I believe tech YouTubers are breaking. We'll do that a little bit later. Rainquack says, plus there are even some countries in which giveaways are completely illegal. That is very true. I don't have those countries at the tip of my tongue. If you know, Rainquack, what countries those are, post them in the comments section because I'd love to know which ones actually out and out ban giveaways. It seems to me like kind of short-sighted. A giveaway, if it's done right, really is about helping people, giving people something that they didn't have before. So don't like that rule, but it's very well true. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next thing that big tech YouTubers are doing wrong, and I see it almost every single video that deals with tech does this wrong. So I'm going to play a video here. Let's get it lined up here, and this is, I'm sure, one of your favorites, like mine. Let's watch. Of course, Peter McKinnon busted his hand, actually his fingers on his hand. Of course, it's basically an ad for a new iPad Pro. He's careful to disclose that it's not, I guess it's kind of sponsored. They sent me the device to test out, but it says not sponsored. All right, before we get too far into the video, I'm going to show you this portion of Peter McKinnon's, Peter McKinnon's description section. And so you've seen part of the video. You saw it's about the iPad Pro. He said it's not sponsored, but he was given this to test out, and he's doing a video about it. Hopefully, he's probably trying to advocate so he can be a sponsored Apple YouTube creator. And then I've shown you this right down here at the bottom, this description section. Let me just pan through this. All right. Now, do I have any guesses for what rules that Peter McKinnon has violated right now, just having watched that beginning portion of the video and seen that I'm moving on this description section? Look closely, or you could even check out on a phone or something this video and tell me what you think is violating here. All right. All right. Well, do I have any guesses in the comments? I'm not seeing anything just yet. So what I want to talk about is, boom, too many links. What I showed you in the description section, oh, whoops, I put it on here. Too many links. What I showed you in the description section is too many links. If you look at Peter's video right here, where does it go? Right there. Oh, not doing it. All right, if you look at Peter's video, look at how many links he has here. Lightroom preset packs, that probably takes you to a different website. He has the music I use in this video, that probably takes you to Epidemic Sound. Color grade pack that he sells, PM merch and coffee. I'm sure you can go to it's Amazon or some other link and find that stuff. What's in my camera bag? He has all the links to his camera bag. He has Amazon links to a daily camera. A bunch of Amazon links right there, a gimbal I use, And then, of course, he has links to his other social media accounts. Now, people come to me and say, Ian, come on, man. Affiliate links and links in videos don't violate YouTube's community service guidelines. And I will tell you that that is absolutely true. They do not violate community guidelines. You can have affiliate links in your videos. The one problem that I want you guys to think about, though, is that YouTube's main purpose is to keep people on the platform. That's what they want to do more than anything. They want you to, if you're an audience member, to watch a video and then watch another video and then watch another video, watch an ad, watch another video, okay? They want you to do that all day long. Or secondarily, they want to keep you on their properties. So they want you to go YouTube and then flip over to Google, flip over to any other websites that are run by Google, any other Google type information or places to go, they want you to go to. All right. So what does it mean when you have affiliate links that take you off Google and go to Amazon, go to your own website, go to another website, a third-party website? That probably signals to YouTube that it's something that should not be promoted. They only want stuff to go to YouTube. So technically right now, Peter McKinnon is not in violation of any rules, okay? You can have these affiliate links. But I will say I have seen so many different creators who have done affiliate links to different websites and gotten in trouble. And guess what? It's not just that their video is taken down. It's actually that their channel gets taken down or worse, demonetized, okay? And how that happens is you have to assure, and this is in the community guidelines, you have to assure YouTube that any links that you put in your description section that takes someone to a different website, that website is complying with YouTube's community guidelines. So anytime you're going to put an affiliate link out there, you have to make sure that the website and the entirety of the website is compliant with YouTube's community guidelines. So it's not just taking someone off to sell the product that's in the video. It's actually knowing that there may be things like, gratuitous violence. There could be things that are hate speech on a different website. Maybe a different page, maybe there's a post, kind of like a blog post, and there's comments, and those comments violate YouTube's community guidelines. Technically, they could cite you for a community guidelines violation right there, and you could get 1 of 4 strikes that are allowed for community guidelines. So this is the main point here: is that you are, if you're compliant, if you want to follow what YouTube says, you probably should not do that many affiliate links, if any affiliate links. I try in my videos not to do any affiliate links. What I do is if ever I want to give something away or I have some sort of document that I want to provide people, I just put it in a Google Doc and then I send a link to that in the description section, and then they can go straight to from YouTube to Google, which I believe is compliant with what YouTube wants. So the other part too to remember here, and it's a big part, is that the website that you take these people off of, all of it in its entirety must comply with YouTube's community guidelines. So you have to be sure. If you do that, you risk getting a situation, if you put it to a website that does violate community guidelines, you risk a situation where your video is deprioritized. In other words, it was going to get some suggested views and it doesn't. Could be a situation where the video itself is demonetized. Could be a situation where the video is taken down and you're given a community guidelines strike, which I would hate for you ever to have. So that's the most crucial component to, and this is number 4, our discussion of big tech top tech YouTuber problems that you cannot do in your videos. All right. It says here, Rainquack says, I recently learned that because Jay's 2 cents mentioned that in the proper terms and conditions for his recent Ultimate Gaming video PC upgrade giveaway. And I don't understand what that means. It says in the proper, I guess the point of that one is that he did have a reference to official rules for his giveaways. I think that's really important. So we also have African Videos, good stream. Is it illegal to add links? No, the answer is absolutely not. It is expressly permitted in YouTube's community guidelines to be able to have links. The point I'm trying to make is twofold. One is those links must follow YouTube community guidelines. The websites that you link them to must be compliant with YouTube's community guidelines. If there's hate speech on those websites, then YouTube can shut you down. And then secondarily, do what YouTube wants you to do if you want to get suggested. And if you're taking people all across the internet, YouTube's not going to like that because they want people to watch their videos for forever, frankly. So that's the answer to your question. Got a clarification there. All right, good. We got Paul here. Not affiliate links, but let's say if I basically fill my description with links from my videos and say around 15 links or so, is that okay with YouTube? Well, listen, again, according to YouTube's community guidelines, it is absolutely okay. I just want you to consider that if you have 15 links in your videos, kind of like Peter McKinnon does in this one, I mean, it's probably more. You might not be doing what YouTube wants. Now, Peter McKinnon gets a pass. A lot of the big YouTubers with 5 million and more subscriptions, YouTube, I think, says, listen, you're making us enough money. I don't mind if you make yourself some money by sending you to a link to Amazon to buy a new camera. So a lot of these big YouTubers, I think, get a pass. But for us smaller YouTubers that are just trying to be seen, and we're trying to help people with advice and our recommendations, probably it's best not to take people off your video too much. And I'm not saying don't do affiliate links. I'm not saying don't do a link to your website. Maybe do 1 or 2. Maybe that's the best thing. But and there's nothing that's said in the YouTube rules. I haven't even talked to a YouTube representative who said you can't do affiliate links. I'm just talking about common sense. If the goal is for you or if the goal is for YouTube to keep people on the platform, then probably the goal is for you to keep people on the platform. How do you do that? You have links to your videos in the description. You have links to Google Docs in the description, any Google property. So get creative with it. A lot of times you don't necessarily just need to link to an outside website. Maybe you can do a Google Doc, which encapsulates what you're trying to convey. So that's the long and short here. We got Duke here. He's interested in copyright. And Duke, stick around. I'm going to talk about copyright later on in this video. But the answer to your question is YouTube, AI, and humans. So Rainquack says the things about the ineligible countries. First time that I noticed someone having a detailed TNC. Oh, yeah, good. All right, sir, is there any age limit to making a YouTube channel legally? Yeah, there is an age limit. You got to be 13. And if you also, in order to access restricted content, you got to be 18. All right, Exploring Israel says, hi, Ian, good to see you. And the question is, did I miss anything? Not too much. We just talked about first the rules of giveaways. And if you want to learn more about how to do a proper giveaway compliant with YouTube's community guidelines, watch the beginning of the video. And then the second part that we talked about was our number 4 big mistake that top tech YouTubers are doing. And that is putting too many affiliate links in their videos. So that's what you missed. No worries. But what we want to do now is move on to our next big mistake that top tech YouTubers are making, and that is coming with this video. Let me just do it here. It's the PC build, yeah.
Building $10,000 gaming rigs is nothing unusual around here. What is unusual is what our client intends to do with them. That's right. We don't do many commission builds, but when Terabyte reached out telling me that they needed an absolute, zero compromises, top of the line machine for Roblox, I was intrigued. What? Really?
Yeah.
Roblox.
Okay, well, amongst other things.
I sure hope they used honey while they were shopping.
All right. Can any of you guys see what I believe could be violations of YouTube's community guidelines or copyright rules? If you do, let me know in the comments on the side. I would really like to hear from you. But before you do that, I want to talk about, this is a video from Linus Tech Tips. It's all about this build, a huge cost or a highly expensive PC built for Roblox. It's kind of a fun video. It talks about all the different technical specifications of this PC. I would encourage you to watch it. I love Linus Tech Tips. But he occasionally will make mistakes that violate YouTube rules, and I want to tell you about them. And the reason I want to tell you about them is so you don't do it on your own videos or your own streams and you get taken down. People like Linus here, I think, what is he at? 13.5 million subscribers. he's making a lot of money for YouTube. So he's going to get a pass when there are technical violations of the rules, but you and I don't get that pass. We have to fight for our view time. So what does that mean? That means we got to comply with YouTube's rules, and we also got to comply with what's logical for YouTube. YouTube is a business. YouTube wants to have people watch ads so that they can make a lot of money. So create your situation to fit within this business model and also be compliant with YouTube rules. All right. So the number 3 huge mistake that tech top YouTubers are making are trademark problems. Let me start with a little bit of a discussion about trademark. You know what trademark is? It's an intellectual property. It generally, most countries have trademark laws, and certainly YouTube has rules that pertain to trademarks. Now, one of the questions I get all the time is, should I blur trademarks in my videos? And we saw in this particular video, put it back here, push play.
Honey is the free-to-use tool that helps search for some of the best promo codes
now.
on
There's a
tons of
trademark
your
in the
favorite
ad there.
sites.
But skipping ahead, you're going to see
Jokes aside, while this
all
machine
sorts
will
of different
almost
trademarks
certainly
displayed.
be used for playing Roblox at some point or another, it is for stuff
there's
other
the
than that as well.
GeForce
The team over at Terabyte is going to be using
Games,
it for video
there's
editing,
GeForce
After
card
Effects
there,
work.
RTX,
Basically, this is going to be
all
their
sorts of
primary
trademarked
bonkers
names. So creators will come to me and say, do I need to blur it out? Is it just kind of like copyright where I can't use someone else's intellectual property without their permission? And I always tell them, no, you actually don't have to blur stuff out. Trademarks are front facing for companies that have established them. All right. They're meant to be seen. There's only one exception to that rule, and that is when you display a trademark in a harmful or false way. So that's why a lot of people say, oh, Ian, I watch these movies or I watch these videos and the trademarks are blurred out. Do I have to do the same thing? And I tell them, not necessarily. How are you presenting that trademark? A good example is a situation, let's say you're making a horror documentary. And McDonald's, the restaurant, is part of your story. They may not want to be associated with this horror story. And so you may think twice about including their logo in your documentary or your video. Sometimes people don't want to even have a hint of litigation. So in their video, they blur out, a Nike emblem on a hat, an ASICS emblem on a shoe. They do that because even though it's okay to display it in their videos, they just don't want any reason to be sued, which, by the way, is actually smart. The one problem, though, is that it does take away from connection with the material. These days, people are watching YouTube videos for authenticity. They want to see real life, quote unquote. But they want to see real life. And so if there's lots of blurs, it looks kind of technical. It looks like someone was really, really being thoughtful about this scene, and that's fine, but it just kind of disconnects the viewer a little bit. So in general, you're at the beach, you're making a video, and there's a display of the PacSun logo in this video. It is okay to do that. The only exception to that rule is that if you're presenting the product's logo in a harmful, false light, and in that case, you may have a problem. The other thing I wanted to point out too is I have a lot of creators that come to me in my consults. And if you ever want to speak to me, just go to iancorzine.com, go to the upper right-hand corner and schedule a consult on my calendar. But when you do, people come to me and say, listen, I just made this video for this brand. I was partly sponsored. The brand didn't pay me. I did not get paid for the video. So what do I do? Well, the first step, we talk about what we can do as far as a negotiation. We do it, via letters. We do it via, obviously, conferences. And hopefully we don't have to go into the courtroom. All right. But the second thing is, a lot of times these guys want to get these videos out. They want to have 2 videos a week, and this was the video was slotted for Thursday. They want to get it out. Well, one thing you can do is if the brand doesn't pay you, you can blur out the logo then, because you don't want the brand to get the benefit of the deal when you haven't been paid. So that's one exception to the rule where I might say, hey, blurring out is okay. The only other exception is if you're presenting a brand in a false light or a harmful light, which most of us aren't. Most of us have brands displayed in our videos just incidentally. So you don't need to worry about blurring out videos. So in this particular case that we're looking at with Linus, He didn't do any blurring out, and he doesn't have to, because he's actually presenting these products in a good light, a fun light. In other words, an enjoyable process of building a $10,000 PC. Let me make sure that I got all these comments here. Let's see. We'll go to here, and then we'll go right here. Got a question from Paul. What about the Ben gate back with the iPhone? Would that be considered harmful to Apple or tech comparisons? The answer is no, because there's another requirement, and that is falsity. Now, if you had manufactured this Ben gate, in other words, you had used machinery or maybe recreated the iPhone with tin or some sort of bendable metal, then that would be a problem. That would be false. You could be sued, certainly for trademark infringement, but also fraud, a lot of other causes of action in federal and state court. So that's okay. But if you're just if you're doing tech reviews and you were talking about, hey, I'm deciding between Coke and Pepsi, and you say that Pepsi's, you don't like it, it's not a good drink to drink, that's absolutely okay. And you can even display the Pepsi logo in your video. It's no problem to criticize brands. It's just when you're making false facts about brands and their logos and their taglines and their songs that there's a problem. So yeah, no worry about doing reviews and displaying logos or talking about products. That is just part of doing business in this world, displaying your product. I mean, that's why you have a logo, is that you want people to remember the product and trust the product and understand that it's coming from you, the corporation. All right, got another question here from Mintenta Kalinga. How are you, Mintenta? Does this apply to apps as well? For instance, I post a video about the app Snapchat. Yes, it does. Now, here's where I want to pause you, because I don't know if you're getting at this, Matenta, or not. It is okay to display logos in your videos, but the other part is there are generally copyrights that are attached to those logos, whether it be the animation, the font, whatever, the graphical design. So you have to be careful. I'm not telling you to take logos and throw them into your thumbnails, because you'll see oftentimes I know it's in YouTube, service, Instagram, TikTok, all of them reserve their rights to protect their copyright and also to say you can't use their logos and symbols in their videos. But then that's a affirmative act, is showing the logos in your videos and using them to be able to gain credibility in your videos. But if there is, you're talking about an Apple computer, and you display the Apple logo, that is not against YouTube's rules, and it's not against most countries' rules. All right, we got Duke saying, "Sir, my friend is new to YouTube and put background songs, but YouTube automatically generates its link in description. How does YouTube do it?" Well, I want to figure that one out, but I'm going to talk more about copyright a little bit later in this video, because I know that it's an important subject. So Duke, if you could hold on, that would be awesome. All right, cool. So the end all is, and I'm going to put this up here, a lot of top tech YouTubers have trademark problems in their videos. And I got to tell you, you can avoid them by not presenting trademarks in a false way, a harmful way. And you can freely display logos in your videos without permission. You can even parody logos, because that's another exception to trademark infringement. So that is what I'm seeing in a lot of different top tech YouTuber videos. And we're going to move on to the next one. Let me just look at my notes here. Okay, yep, that's this one. And I'm going to present it here. Let's see, where is it? All right. Okay, this one, yeah.
This episode is sponsored.
All right, so let's put this one on the screen right here. All right, so I'm gonna review this video by Unbox Therapy, and I want you to see if you can guess what I'm talking about, what's missing, what's violating the community guidelines. All right, here it goes.
Sponsored by Zen. So I want to remind you about the purple iPhone 12 giveaway. I've got 2 units
giveaway
for subscribers like you. All you got to do is leave your Twitter handle down in the description, and that's it. This is your last chance to win one of these. I have the iPhone 12 purple regular and iPhone 12 purple mini. Oh, yes, very nice. And that's really what you're paying for right there. Oh, my goodness gracious. That is Ooh, that was close. Welcome to the Mega Apple Unboxing Extravaganza. This is a bunch of new products from Apple. We have a new Apple TV. We have a new Magic Keyboard. We have the new 12.9-inch iPad Pro. And of course, we have the ultra slender iMac, the new 20.
All right. So I'm going to scroll a little bit through here to kind of show you the description section for this unbox therapy video. Again, this is an 18 million or 17.9 million subscriber YouTuber. So he is the top, if not one of the top tech YouTubers on YouTube. And I'm seeing a problem here. First one, I think you probably picked out, because if you were watching the video earlier on, you understand that in your giveaways, you need to have official rules. I say mini official rules in your description sections. And then secondarily, you need a link to your long official rules and I would say in another Google Doc. Frankly, you also need to include in there URL links to YouTube's community guidelines related to giveaways. These are express requirements of YouTube. If you don't do it, you're liable for a community guideline strike. So please follow that. So I'm looking at this right here. Let's put it on the screen again. And we're seeing unboxing everything new from Apple. We're just seeing a Zen link. I'm not going to follow that right now. And we're seeing obviously social media links, but we're not seeing many official rules. We're not seeing a link to other official rules that are important. So again, top tech YouTubers, I love you. I watch all your videos, but please, when you're doing a giveaway, you got to have official rules. If you don't, you risk violating FTC rules, certainly YouTube rules, and it could be a problem down the road. But the big thing that I wanted to talk about in this particular video was actually not the fact that there are no official rules in the description section. It is this point. And that is no disclaimer. In this video, as you can see right here, Unbox Therapy does not have a disclaimer. You might go, well, why would he need a disclaimer? Well, the problem is the bigger you get, oh, I should do this. Sorry, no disclaimer. Problem is the bigger you get, the more people will trust you for your advice. And you need to advise people that you are not a professional on this and that they need to evaluate these products on their own. This is not professional advice. And you should only watch this video and use these products at your own risk. Now, I'm not saying that people are going to get sued right and left from not having a disclaimer, because of course, everyone is out there putting their opinions out there. But I think it's really prudent for top tech YouTubers to put a disclaimer and say, listen, I am not a professional in all things Apple. I love Apple. I know a lot about it, but please take these suggestions, take my views at your own risk. Do not rely upon me to purchase the Apple and then later on find out that it doesn't have the features that I said it would have, or it doesn't have all the benefits that I said it'd have. Now, it's very simple to get disclaimers in your videos. One thing you can do, I have a legal disclaimer in all of my videos. If you go to the description section there, in my videos, you can find that disclaimer. And if it works for you, you could change some wording, obviously not put my name in it, but then use that for your videos in the description sections. But the other thing is you can also do searches. There's lots of different disclaimer language, but the points we're trying to get across is that this is for informational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a professional, and you've got to evaluate the benefits of this product on your own. And if you don't do this, you're liable to violate YouTube guidelines, because YouTube guidelines require you to be honest and straightforward with your viewers, to not hold things back. They require disclosures of being sponsored. They require visibility of the fact that, listen, you got this product for free. And you're reviewing it, and that you might have some bias toward the product. You got to reveal that. Along with that, you should also put disclaimers in the description sections of your videos, which say, listen, use this product at your own risk. This is informational entertainment. Please do not rely upon this like I'm some professional, unless you are a professional. I was thinking about Louis Rossmann, and he is a professional at fixing all sorts of things like phones and computers. So maybe in that situation, you don't need the disclaimer because he isn't a professional. But most of us are out there just supplying options, suggestions, recommendations, giving our opinions out there. And we need to have a disclaimer so that we're protecting ourselves from any liability that comes out. Let me do a comment here. Oh, that's the other one. Okay, so we got Exobear. I'm just learning. It's so easy to make a mistake if we don't know. Absolutely. Everyone is just learning. And the only reason I'm making this video is because I spent a lot of time reading YouTube community guidelines and all the different rules, the terms of service, and for other social media platforms as well, in conjunction with my consults for creators. And so I just want to bring to light some of these rules out there so that you know them, and then you don't break these rules, and then that way you keep your videos up and keep you making money. We got Just Dude saying, what if you buy a bunch of iPads without Apple knowing and do a giveaway then? That's not a problem. You're free to give away anything that you see fit. I mean, I've seen giveaways of used stuff. I've seen giveaways of PDF documents. Absolutely no problem. You just have to have official rules. And if you're making a video about them, you should put a mini official rules, which you can get on my website, iancorzine.com, and also an official rules that is linked to from the description section of your video, or the post on Instagram, or the post in LinkedIn. This all applies to all the social media platforms. So yeah, you can give away whatever you want to give away, and Apple's happy for you to buy their product and to give it away and to help someone. But you just have to have official rules, and you have to explain to people that it's free to enter. Please don't do those giveaways where you require someone to join in order to be part of the giveaway. If they're already joined, in other words, you have a bunch of members that are paying $5.99 to be part of your club, and you're doing a giveaway within your club, yeah, you still need official rules. But at that point in time, it's okay to do a giveaway. You just can't condition entrance into a giveaway on you joining a club, you buying a product, you giving the creator money. You can't do that. So now let's move to the number one huge mistake that I see tech YouTubers making every day. And that is documented in this video. I'm going to put it up here in a few seconds here. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, it's not here. Shoot. Well, let's see right here. I think I can show it here.
Building 10,000.
I want to bring it up to 344. All right. So let's just watch this for a minute and let's see if you can pick out what I'm going to dispute here as far as a
well beyond what anyone could need out of a single drive for almost anything. And, we got a casual 2 of them. Now, we won't be setting them up in RAID or anything like that, because even just one of them is, like I said, as fast as you could possibly need. But they wanted more capacity, and now they have it. And they could put up to another 3 of them in there. Look at this. The board has an M.2 on the back. They couldn't cram enough of them on the front.
I'm scrolling to the part where
Because Ryzen Threadripper has so many PCI Express lanes, there's... Okay, fine, sure. Is Roblox
there is a display there.
60 FPS?
I think so, but I've heard there's a program you can...
All right, so let me explain this quickly. The mistake that I'm talking about is exemplified by this. All right. So I see lots of top tech YouTubers using copyrighted video or images or audio, and I see them not getting permission to use them or using the concepts of fair use. Before we get to there, let's see, we got JD. Where does it say here? All right, we got JD. Man, you didn't reply to my comment. Oh, sorry, man. Just put it on. Do it again. I didn't see it. So I see lots of tech YouTubers out there using copyrighted images, and here is just a simple example from Linus Tech Tips. The other video didn't pop up, so I don't exactly know why I don't have it to show you. But oftentimes, especially Linus and a lot of the other tech YouTubers, use product videos or videos made on YouTube or videos that they can get other parts of the internet, and they don't have permission. And YouTube rules are absolutely clear about copyright, and that is you can't use other people's video, audio, or images or any copyrighted content without the creator, the original copyright holder's permission. That's the rule. So if that's the rule, then YouTube doesn't want you taking people's memes, their video, without getting permission or having fair use. And we'll get to fair use in a moment. But I want you to think about that rule as being a solid rule. So when you're thinking about talking about a famous actor or a famous YouTuber, and you want to use images of these people in your videos, think about how can you creatively or legally have those images in your videos. And there's a couple ways. One is you can go to websites, public domain websites that allow you that have images of these people or drawings of these people that are free. You can go to Creative Commons websites to find images or audio or videos that you incorporate that documents your subject matter, and you can get it for free. You can go to royalty-free sites where you subscribe for $10 a month and you can get images that you can use in your videos. Secondarily, you can spend a little bit of money, go to Upwork, go to Fiverr, go to one of those other worker websites and get drawings, graphic representations, videos made that you can use in your videos to evoke the subject matter of your video. You don't necessarily need to go to Google Images and steal a photo, okay? So if the rule is you can't use people's content without their permission, then you should try to figure out different ways to be able to evoke the emotion or the reference to what you're talking about online. So let me make sure I'm responding to some things here. First here, let's see, we got, this is a different one. Let's see, Rainquick says, in that regard, will you talk about the new upload filter law that got passed in Germany recently? I want to talk about that, yes. I don't think I'm going to get to it today, but I will talk about it, yes. It says here, what about showing a 4-second video with a watermark of YouTuber's channel on it? No, that's not sufficient, Paul. You can't use people's content even if it's watermarked. Matter of fact, the reason that person put the watermark on that video is so that it would maybe prevent you from using it because it has a logo on it that might not fool viewers that it was from you. So no, just attributing what we call attribution, the original copyright holder to content is not enough. You can't just say, I put up the Star Wars movie on my YouTube channel and in the bottom of the description say, the director was George Lucas, so it's okay. Like you're citing something. You actually have to get permission, and there's a lot of creative ways to evoke the content. Let's say it's a Star Wars content type video in your own video without taking copyrighted stuff. You can do things like get stuff done on Upwork or Fiverr. You can do things in the public domain. You can do things with Creative Commons to be able to get this content in your videos. Let's see, it says, Raincrack says, implements the EU copyright directive, including Article 17, into law, local law. Yeah, we're seeing that all around. For those of you who don't know, in Europe, we're going through a major copyright shift where they're in a situation where social media platforms are really shutting down third-party content because they can be held liable, the social media platforms themselves, for the content that they incorporate in their platforms. Really scary. I predict it's the future of the internet because there's a lot of big time copyright holders. And I mean, those are the corporations. They don't want their copyrighted content pirated and put on the internet. And so they're really putting a lot of pressure on the governments across the world to implement these laws, which would make social media platforms liable for the content that they have on their platform. So in other words, if I made a copyrighted, if I stole I stole the Star Wars video and put it on my YouTube channel, then not only could I be sued for copyright infringement, but YouTube could be sued. So what does that force YouTube to do? YouTube goes, I don't want those lawsuits. I don't want to defend those. So I'm going to stop Ian from making any content. So what does that do? That creates less opportunity for small creators like you and I. And what that also does is that pushes up mass media to the top because that's the safe media. Those are the people that can handle the lawsuits because they have roomfuls of lawyers. So yeah, a lot of us predict that laws like the Article 17 in Europe are going to be the death knell for meme type content on YouTube and the other social media platforms. We got Angelique here. Thank you for your tips, Ian. Thanks, Angelique, for tuning in. I appreciate it. We got a lot of dudes today. There's a lot of dude. Just dude, doke. How about for research journal findings for an educational video? Can you talk about the results? Very good question, OT dude. And that brings me into the second part of our conversation about copyright and the mistakes that huge tech YouTubers make, and that is fair use. Talked a lot about it in my videos. Fair use is the concept that you can use other people's copyrighted content without their permission if you do something to transform the original art and to make it your own. So what does that mean? OT Dude suggested education. Yeah, in Section 107 of American law, yes, that is an exception to copyright infringement, which is educational use of content Another exception we talk about all the time is commentary and critique, like I'm doing today, a critique of top tech YouTubers' mistakes in their videos. And another was news reporting. We talked about educational, we talked about historical content. So these are all exceptions to the copyright infringement rule. That is, you can't use other people's content without their permission, but you can if you do these purposes. The trick to it, though, is you can only use that portion of other people's content that is absolutely necessary to communicate your new idea. And there's even an argument that if you can't take the heart of the other creation. So, I'm trying to think about, I'm thinking about Star Wars right now. I don't quite know why. But if there's that scene between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, it's gonna, if you took that scene and used that, even if you're gonna do a commentary on it, judges looking at your use would give greater weight to the Star Wars franchise, saying, listen, that is the main part of the movie. That's the heart of the movie. You can't take that without permission. So yes, OT Dude, doing educational content, you can use content for educational purposes. In other words, to teach. So if you were teaching how to make music, I've used this example many times about Drake. You can't put a full Drake song in the background of your video, but if you're teaching people how to make beats like Drake, you could use a 1 to 2 second portion of that song and then talk about it before, after, during that song and say, listen, this is how you make a beat, just like Dre. This is how you do it. That would be considered fair use. Let's see here. These articles require purchase. So I think what OT Dude is saying is that he is taking articles and putting them on his YouTube videos. Again, copyrighted content. Just think about creative ways that you can communicate that content besides putting a page on the screen. So there's a lot of ways you can talk about content. You can talk about, I just read this article and it says. You can quote. You can put a text graphic on the screen with quotes and then a citation. You can just talk about the ideas expressed. Ideas are not copyrighted. So some people think it's very necessary to have visual to a lot of their videos, and it really isn't. You got to think about creative ways of getting copyrighted content on the screen if that's the subject matter of your content. Exploring Israel says, Ian, although I did find some interesting info about the Nazi party in Israel, but I'm afraid to put in tempered channel only because I get 2 copyright strikes. Can I use it? Well, that's a difficult question because I don't even know really what you're doing. But in the historical context, if you're talking about World War II, then using clips that may be copyrighted, a lot of it's actually public domain right now, but you're making commentary or critique of those particular clips, that would be okay under fair use rules. So yeah, that's the long and short of it today. I wanted to kind of spend a few moments for the people who didn't start with us about these rules that I see top YouTubers breaking all the time. And so I'm going to put them on the screen real quick, and then I'm going to run through them in short order so that you could just have them right here. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please put them in the comments. I'll get to them. So let's put them on here. Okay, so the first thing that I see lots of top tech YouTubers making a mistake on is what I call giveaway fraud. They're not having links to official rules. Those official rules do not have URL links in them to YouTube's community guidelines. You got to have them, all right? And then we move on to the fourth mistake that I see lots of top tech YouTubers making, and that is too many links. The answer to the question of whether or not you can have affiliate links in your YouTube videos is yes, but don't have too many. I think it's common sense that if you had too many, then you are going to have a problem with YouTube. YouTube doesn't want people off their platform. YouTube wants people on the platform. So what Google properties, YouTube properties can you include in your description section that communicate the same idea that you have? Next one is trademark problems. As we've talked about during the video, it is okay to display trademarks. You do not need to trademark blur unless you're presenting the product in a false light, in a harmful light, in an untruthful light. Then you risk an issue concerning the trademark, privacy right, being sued for fraudulent business practices, that stuff. So that's the gist of trademark on YouTube. And then we'll move on to number 2 huge mistake that I see YouTubers making a whole bunch, And that has to do with no disclaimer. A lot of tech YouTubers are giving advice. They're treating themselves, and I think a lot of them, because they have so many subscribers, are thinking of themselves as professionals. You need to advise your audience in writing that you are not a professional and that you're merely giving recommendations, suggestions, and that people should use this product at their own risk. So that's something that should be in your description section and would be compliant with YouTube community guidelines. And then finally, I see a tremendous buildup of top tech YouTubers using copyrighted content in their videos without permission. And that's a no-no. YouTube's main rule is you can't use copyrighted content, other people's stuff, video, audio, images without their permission. Secondary to that, you can if you're transforming the original art using a small portion or as little a portion as possible to be able to communicate your idea. You're not taking the heart of the original created content, and you are doing commentary, critique, parody, education, news reporting, historical reporting. Those kinds of things are all exceptions to copyright infringement. So that's the long and short of top tech YouTubers' problems on with their videos. And I love them. Like I told you, I started this video saying that I'm a confessed tech geek. I have lots of different computers and I have lots of different devices, and I'm just fiend on the next thing. I think the iPad Pro is really going to be awesome. And when I can get it. And also I'm looking forward to the MacBook Pro. So I'm a big Apple person, but I'm also a lawyer, and I'm also a guy that wants to help you not make the same big mistakes that top tech YouTubers are making. So that's why I made this video. Wanted to take you through those mistakes they're making and help you not have those mistakes from your videos. I think we have a final question here from Siva Ram, who says, can I use real incident videos in my channel with giving to them credits? Again, attribution is not enough to supersede copyright infringement, okay? So you can't just have attribution and use the video. What you can do is use fair use or not even go there. Try to create some other work of art that elicits the same idea you're trying to create. Have a Fiverr or Upwork artist create content that will help you elicit the same emotion you want to communicate, or pay for it. Get a royalty-free site, get some royalty-free video or sound effects, whatever it is, and use that for your content. But mere attribution, merely saying, hey, I'm going to play this Star Wars movie on my channel, and by the way, it was produced and directed by George Lucas, that's not enough. That's not enough. You can't take their content without their permission. So yeah, I want to take these top errors that I see top tech YouTubers are making, and I want to give them to you so that you don't make the same mistakes in your videos. If you want to go into more detail about maybe your specific channel, what you're facing in your online business, go to iancorzine.com. I have a section there where I have a book on copyright that I created that you can download for free. I have some legal templates that you can use for your YouTube channel or all your social media. Download those, and then you have documents custom drafted by me that you can use to protect yourself and protect your online business. And then finally, if you ever feel the need to go through content, you want to say, Ian, I have a review channel. I use lots of third-party content in my channel. Is this fair use? Is this a violation of copyright, rules? I'm happy to go through with you that content. You might also have a brand deal coming up. You might have a situation where a contract is presented to you and you're like, dude, I want to do this contract. It's for $1,500. It's great, but I don't know. Am I going to get paid? Then just go to iancorzine.com, go into the upper right-hand corner and schedule a consult with me. Jump on my calendar and we'll talk, you and I, to try to figure out this legal issue that you're facing. All right, guys, I have to go right now. I hope you have a wonderful and happy Memorial Day weekend.